What's up, boys and girls? Another edition of Joe Knows Stuff TV here. And on tonight's episode, we're going into episode 3 of the extensive Lightroom training I've got going on during the virus days. Go to intro. Welcome back, guys, to Joe Knows Stuff TV. In tonight's episode, we're going to talk about organizing in Lightroom. So let's get started. Makes me excited to hit this little icon and go into Lightroom, and not just because Megan's on the screen. She's a looker, but because I absolutely love Lightroom. It is a fun program. Okay, as you can see, we've got all our mods closed. We can go to catalog and we can see that we're in all photographs. I did download some black and white photographs. I put them in here in Joe's black and white. Remember, we've already been through importing in the last lesson. And tonight we're going to cover collections. Now, when you open collections for the first time, it's going to look like this. You're going to have some smart collections already defaulted for you. Now, what a smart collection is, it's got the little gear icon on it. And then what a collection set is, that's a collection set symbol. And then a collection is not on here, but we're fixing to make one. Okay, what do we want to collect? Let's say we want to collect the black and white photographs. Well, we can just go to our folders up here and just pick out the black and whites. And it pulls up all the black and whites. Now we can hit Control A to select all of them, or we can hit Control and select them individually. Then we go to collections and we hit this little plus icon up here. It says New Collection, and we hit Create Collection, Create Smart Collection, or Create Selection Set. The first time you do it, I highly recommend you create a collection set. Okay, you don't want to put it inside a collection set because this is your base root. Now I'm going to recommend you put this one, Joe's, or your name, or whatever you want to call it. Let's see, capitalize that. Joe's, just photos. And that's going to be our root, our root right here under photos here. Okay, now we can go and create another one and get more specific with it. We can go to Create Collection Set. We can call it Joe's, or we can just call it Nature Photography. We don't have to name it at this point. You can if you want to. You can do anything you want. That's one thing about Lightroom. You can do whatever you want. You're free. You're free as a bird. Nature Photography. And this time you're going to put it inside a collection set of Joe's photos. Now, because that's the only collection set we've got started, that's the only one that's going to pull up besides the default smart collections, which you can use, of course. I tend not to, but I'll show you why when we get into smart collections. Just hit Create. Now, when you go over here, you close your Joe's photos. I'm going to go ahead and close smart collections too to make this screen a little easier to read. When you open Joe's photos, you've got one in there for nature photography. Now we can also collect one. We can also create another collection set, and we can put it, we can call it modeling. And we can put it inside the collection set of Joe's photos, because that's tends to where I tend to break it off like main folder, then subfolders. Now we're going to create one more collection set, and this one we're going to call BW Photos. We're going to put it inside Joe's photos because I go to the base collection set all the time. But now we can go to, we've got all our black and white selected. Remember, we hit Control A to select them all. And now we can go to create a collection. Now the collection is going to be Joe's BW Photos. This time we're going to put it inside black and white photos. That way it's dropping into a more specific folder. I'm getting more specific as I go down. Now eventually I'm going to show you what target collection is. That's really cool because it's real fast to put your photos in a target collection whenever you're using the B key. More on that in just a minute, so stay tuned. Okay, now you can see black and white photos. Joe's BW Photos has 42. And you can see that modeling has none. It'll pull it up here in just a second. No photos found. And Joe's BW Photos are found. So that is how I file. I file within subsets or collection sets. Let's see what else we can get into here. Now, you can also create a collection and not drop it in a file. You can just leave this little thing off here, and we can call this Family Photos. And include selected photos. We've got one selected. It's not family, but we're not going to create new virtual copies, and we're not going to set it as a target collection yet. I'll get into that in just a minute. And when we create, you'll see that this folder no longer goes into a subfolder. It's its own folder here. In other words, it's by itself. It's by its lonesome. It's not in a collection set. So if you like to organize like that, that's fine too. I don't tend to do it. I tend to keep them in collection sets because I'm as anal as they come. Okay, before we get off the subject of collections by themselves, I wanted to show you that you can also add photos to a collection by opening the collection. You can right click, you can create a collection. We're going to call this one Megan. We're going to put it inside a collection set of modeling, and we'll do that here in a minute. Now, when I open modeling, Megan comes up. Now, nothing's in there, but all we have to do is go to all photographs, scroll down to where we can see our, if I can get this to scroll right. Now, there's Megan there. So let's select the photos that are Megan. Let's get off the paint tool. I'm on the paint tool for some reason. And select the Megan shots. Now, all we gotta do is simply drag and drop to Megan. And boom, you got 6 photos in Megan. So that's another way of filing in collections. It's just drag and drop and move them over. You can also do it from the preview. This is not Megan, but we'll put, you can also drag it from the preview screen as well as the thumbnails. So that's another way of getting photos into a collection or a collection set. Alright, the next topic we're going to talk about is smart collections. Smart collections are incredible because they automatically do the sorting for you. There's little elves inside the Adobe software determine all the criteria of a photograph given and determine whether it goes into a file or not. Adobe comes with, or Lightroom comes with, some automatic smart collections from colored red, 5 stars, past month, so on and so on. It automatically starts dropping files in there. As soon as you give them 5 stars, it drops into here. So let's see what happens whenever we go to colored red. There is nothing. So let's go back up here to all photographs, scroll down till we find our drags. Now let's give her a colored red by hitting the number 6 key. And go down to our folder, colored red, she's in there. Let's see if this girl can get in. Let's see if this girl can get in. Let's see if the one that drops in a shoe can get in by giving her a yellow rating. She didn't get in because she didn't have the right color, so let's select her to red. Alright, she got in the folder. So that's what it is. It's a way of getting in a certain folder. Okay, let's create a collection, a smart collection, and see if we can get them in there. I'm going to call it Club Drag because it's very strict to get in. They have to have a password. We're going to put it inside a collection set of the smart collections because I like my smart collections to be with my smart collections. When you first pull this up, it's only going to have one criteria. We definitely want 5 star. We don't want no 2 star drags in our club. We want the color label to be, let's go green. and we want the keywords. We want to give them a secret password to get in. And we're going to go, well, where's keywords? Adobe, did you let your boy down? No, they just went to other metadata and keywords. So we're going to punch in 1-2, and that'll be fine for now. Now, if you punch in contains, that means it can contain one or it can contain two, but not both together. I always make it real strict for my drags to get in my club, so I hit contains all. In other words, the keywords have to contain both those words. If they don't, they won't be allowed in. So let's see if this holds true. All right, club drag, nobody in yet. Let's go back to our drags. Yeah, let's scroll down to where they are. Not above Mo. Now, let's give her a 5-star and see if she gets in club drag. Nope. Let's give her a 5-star. Is she going to get in? Nope. Nope. And nope. None of them got in. Well, that's because they don't have the right color rating. So let's select them all. Hit the shift key because they're all consecutive. And let's see, it was green that they were, so that's number 8. Are they in yet? Nope, they're not in yet. Now, how do we tag them with keywords other than typing out keywords here? Well, we can go to the painter tool. We can type in, let's see, what were the keywords? 1, 2, T, W, O, and comma. Now let's go off the paint tool and let's select 3 of our girls. Let's get off of her and let's go to here, select 3 of our girls. Let's leave our girl that drops in the shoe at Key West, which is a hell of a party, by the way. Let's whisper their ear. Now I've got them all 3 selected. The paint tool works. Let's see if we can get them all 3 in. Boom, they're in because we whispered in their ears the secret password. Now, remember our secret password is 1, 2. What if one of our drag queens heard the word wrong and she thought it was 2 like that? That's 1 letter misspelling. 1 letter. Let's select her and let's hit her with the paint can. Watch the number over here. She's not let in because of 1 letter. So that's how strict a smart catalog can be. Don't you love it? Adobe rocks! Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is target folders, and this is by far my favorite tool of the whole collection process. Okay, target folder is one that's labeled with the plus sign over here. It's the target folder. To switch a target folder, all you have to do is right click on another folder and set as target folder. Instantly it sets as a target folder. You cannot set a target folder to a smart folder because you can't just drop any picture in it. In a target folder you can drop any picture you want in it. But in a smart folder, remember, it has to have that criteria in there. So you can apply a smart folder to any of these folders that we have, like Megan. We can make her the smart folder, set as target folder. Any of them we can. Okay, to review, I am going to create a folder for nature photography. We're going to go into create collection. We're going to call it flowers. And we're going to put it inside a collection set of nature. We're going to set as target collection. That's an easy way to get one started. Set as target collection. Then we're going to go into all photos up here. We're going to turn our preview or our thumbnails down real low, and we're just going to select some flowers here. Hit shift to there, to there. And let's say we want to get rid of that 5-star. We could hit 0 and get rid of all those 5 stars. Let's say we want to get rid of that yellow. We right click, go into set color label and put none. You can do anything to multiple photographs. Like if I hit rotate, it's going to rotate them all. And then we just hit rotate again. So anytime you multi-select on a bunch of photographs, you can hit them with the spray can, give them all search words. I mean, isn't that amazing? I remember back in the day of Photoshop, back in '97, when you had to do each photograph individually. Holy mother. And at the time, I had just come away from film, and I was very stingy with film because film's expensive to get developed. And when I got a digital camera, I bought a bunch of cards, and I would fill those things up. I've learned a lot since then, let me tell you what. And that's one reason I am so emphatically in love with Lightroom. Now, what do we want to do with these folders? We want to put them in our target folder. Now, we can drag and drop them, just like that, drag and drop them. Remember, there's no folders here. We can drag and drop them into there. Or we can hit that magical B key. Oh, yeah, and they're instantly dropped in there. The B key takes any photograph you have selected and drops it into the target folder that you have selected at that time. Quick, easy, efficient, and just absolutely wonderful. Now, there's another way to get, let's say you got a bunch of photographs, you're only wanting one out of every 5 or 6. You don't want to go through and click on them. You grab the paint tool. Instead of keywords, label, flag, you go down here to target collection, and then you can go boom, boom, I like that one, I like that one, I like that one, oh, I love that one, and so on. And there, you've got 6 photographs dropped like that into your target folder. Isn't that just wonderful? Don't you just love Lightroom? I do. Alright, this is just going to be a brief section on how I file things. I always have a master folder. It's where everything is. It's in a neat little box. I know where it's at. It can go from hard drive to hard drive, blah, blah, blah. Then I have it set up into collection set subfolders. Alright, master collection set, sub collection sets. Then within those sub collection sets, I have collections, just regular collections. And then always I have a smart collection within these. So in other words, I have criteria that makes these the best photographs. Usually it's a keyword, a special keyword. And those photographs automatically end up in the smart collection of best travel photos. Now if I have travel photos with family in them, they can cross over. I don't mind having, a few crossovers, but most of the time travel means a shot of a landscape. This is a shot of the kids at the restaurant, even if it is travel. Animals or nature, I always have my photography broke down. I usually have a black and white photograph. I usually have a sepia tone photograph, but this is just the general idea. So I hope that helps you a lot in how to organize your files in Lightroom. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this edition of Joe Knows Stuff TV. This vlog was packed full of information, very useful in Lightroom because Lightroom is a collecting and organizing file, and if you start Lightroom right, you will keep it right. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. I'm a small channel trying to get big, trying to get in the YouTube algorithms. Like this video, click that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I'll be glad to answer all comments and help you guys get started in photography. Till next time, Joe Knows Stuff TV is out.